First of all, why we need to understand the request flow? Why do we need to understand the flow of a request? For one simple reason. If I want to extend something, I need to know before I get the data what happens to it, and after I send that data back what happens to it. I need to know that, because if I know how my data is flowing, I can at any given time take it from the flow and again insert it back into the flow, which means in between I can play with it if I need to. So if my application requires something specific for that to do with the flow, I can always manipulate the flow. For that I need to know the flow. If I don't know the flow, I am still blind. I can only do what system is allowing me to do. Now, this is how a Joomla request is processed. Joomla, I have taken this from the Mambo. The flowchart is from the Mambo, as Joomla 1 is basically Mambo 4.5. They are one and the same thing. From 4.5 onwards, as in Joomla, Mambo's next version, it's different, and Joomla is different, but Mambo 4.5 and Joomla 1 is one and the same thing. So when you send a URL request, whatever you type on the URL for a Joomla website and you press and enter, it's the start part. From there, Joomla immediately checks whether configuration.php file exists or not. Configuration file stores your site's configurations. Configurations like database connection logic, other global configurations that are required for application to run properly, like offline messages and SMTP details. So it immediately checks for the configuration.php file. It checks whether it exists or not. If it exists, it moves on. If not, it starts the installer, so that you can install the Joomla. So this is how Joomla immediately loads an installer. So first time when you run a Joomla, initially it will automatically install the web installer to install the application and configure it. After checking whether configuration.php exists or not, it includes the configuration file. It then includes globals.php, and basically along with configuration.php it includes globals.php. Globals is basically register_global. That is a PHP environment variable. To make it on this globals.php file is used, to make sure that on every platform where the register globals is being used, or wherever Joomla is installed, registers global is enabled, switched on. So if PHP is not switched it on, it will emulate those functions here in this globals.php file. Next, it checks for if site is offline. That is, if administrator is doing some job and it has made the site offline for a few minutes or for a few seconds or few hours, whatever. So it's another stop where it checks whether the site is offline or not. If it is offline, it will straight away take you to offline template. If it is not, it will again include other files, and the flow will take on. The files it then includes is Joomla.php. Joomla.php has almost all the API's functions written in that file. Along with that, Joomla.php file includes compact PHP4, two files basically to make it compatible with older PHP versions, PHP 3 and 4. Along with that, there is a version.php file which tells the Joomla the current version of the installation. That version.php file only has the version information and nothing else. Next is database.php, then GACL.class.php and GACL API class.php. GACL class.php and GACL API class.php are basically two files for your user access right control management. So these two files have all the logic to implement your user access control and logic. And then class.php, mailer.php. This is the class which sends you HTML mails, SMTP mails or emails that you get from a Joomla website. All the APIs are implemented in that file. Then XML.php, which is again to pass XML files and generate XML files that if you need. Then legacy.php, ceph.php, frontend.php and frontend HTML.php. Legacy.php has some older functions implemented which has been deprecated from the system, but they are still there so that if somebody is using an older API, they can use it. Ceph.php is basically search engine friendly URLs. So search engine friendly URLs has been implemented in ceph.php file. The logic for that is implemented in this. Frontend.php and frontend HTML.php has the template engine APIs implemented in these two files. So all your template functions and APIs are implemented in these two files. So basically all these files are included after it has been checked that site is not offline. So with Joomla URL there are two important parameters. One is option and another is item ID. The option tells you which component to use to process a request, and item ID tells which template to use. Joomla then does some processing to just with the options so that legacy versions can also use. Then it initializes a mainframe object. Basically in Joomla the template is like you have a header, you have a footer and you have a body part. So in Joomla the way we use the things, we call the components by using this mainframe object, which is in mainframe called MOS load body. This will actually initialize your component, pass all the values to component and get its feed data, take this data back, and then it displays into your component. So it basically initializes the mainframe object. After that, it loads the language, whatever language you have selected in the configuration. Then it checks whether it's a login request or logout request. After that, now it will pass your data to the component. At this stage, your component will get the data and it can do whatever it wants to do with the data. Or actually the programming logic that you are building that website for. So that component is going to do that part of the processing. In components there are two compulsory files. Not really compulsory, but there are two files. One is PHP file, which is supposed to only control the PHP codes and nothing else, and an HTML file, which is supposed to take care of your template part of the model, which is again based on the logic or task that you have provided it to implement. Your component will process the task, pick the relevant HTML file and give you back the data. This output from the component is stored in a buffer, basically $MOS_option. After that, template is loaded. After all this, a template based on item ID is loaded and the data is passed on to the template. It is displayed to the user and that's it. The buffer is cleared and that's it. So this is the whole flow of your request. It starts with index.php file on your main Joomla directory. From there on, it includes the files it needs. It then passes the control to the component to request or process the flow, the request, gets its data back, and then picks the template and shows it to the user.